All the meeting in order, start with pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Jeff.
Darren McCart,
Here.
Bernie Paparad.
Here.
Roseanne Bozak. Here. Travis Dunlap,
Present.
Angela Scott. Nicole Miglerini.
Here.
Aaron Adcock.
Here. Approval of minutes, November 6th, 2023.
So moved. A second.
Motion and a second, discussion. Roll call, Joe.
Bernie Paparad,
Yes.
Roseanne Bozak,
Yes.
Travis Dunlap,
Yes.
Nicole Miglerini,
Yes.
Aaron Adcock,
Yes.
Jeremy McCart.
Yes. Communication bills and expenditures, town code updates,
Nothing.
for the officers, committee and staff. Another.
No.
Distance. We're gonna. Well, review bonds, maintenance, guarantees, letters of credit. I've looked over, there's nothing that applies to us at this time. And then Austin Beaton, if I'm saying your name right, 367 Milton Road, looking for a permit extension. For Austin's here right there. I guess, has everybody had a chance to look over it? And Chuck, you got anything on this?
He started the construction before I was on board, and once his permit expired, I went out to the property and looked at it, and I think that he definitely is gonna need a little bit more time to finish it. But I'd like to see some progress in the building if he did extend the permit.
Do you want to say anything about it, like clue us in on anything, what you're looking for, like what kind of time frame are you looking for the extension?
I think I wrote, I just wanted to extend it for another 18 months, it's just, 7 days a week right now, so it's hard to get progress.
Right, we're writing a building improvement location permit. How long on like a remodel like this, how long of a permit could you initially issue? Like what's the general term on it? I know on new construction is 18 months, but on a remodel, what?
I think it's a year, 12 months.
That's kind of what I thought too, I was just checking. So I don't like, specifically, I don't think I can grant you 18 months, or that this board has that authority, because that'd be reaching beyond what we would normally do. I think 12 months, I think, is something that could be considered by this board. I guess my question is, so it's, we're in December, when are you gonna start working on it again? Or is this something you're trying to actively work on, or is it legitimately like, hey, you're not gonna touch this till spring anyways?
I probably won't get to it till spring. Because I'm working in Elk Grove Village right now. I have 2 days off this month. I had to take off early today. Christmas and New Year's, my days off this month, so. Don't know where they'll send me after.
Okay. Any thoughts? Wanna do it?
It's your evaluation of our percent of completion is,
He has a lot to do.
are we even halfway there is what I'm getting at.
I'm not sure. Maybe just Justin could, or Austin, but yeah, all of a sudden, how far along do you think you are?
Pretty much just. Going through and finding more issues, so it's, I have to, I mean. The walls out, the doors pulled, the. The piping, most of the piping was bad in the building and, the. Electrical cables were. Were in really bad shape, everything was hooked up to 30 amp, uses. So.
So besides for. Water damage, at least on the roof, is everything else is interior, I mean, short of, I get that you gotta upgrade some electrical and if it's speed lines or something like that, then maybe that's outside stuff, but everything else is confined to the interior of the dwelling.
Yes,
And it's not occupied at all right now, right?
correct.
Okay, is it the little tan brown house? Yeah. Okay, I just want to be sure I'm thinking of the right house. Yeah, do you have any recommendations?
Well, what's the option?
What?
I mean, if we don't,
I think we have, yeah, exactly, I think we have the ability to be able to. Approve an extension up to 12 months, I don't see a scenario where we can do anything beyond that. I think that if you ran into a problem, you may have to come through this process again if you didn't get it done in 12 months. But, and I understand your work schedule and everything else, but I think ultimately, I mean, at some point in time, we gotta figure out a way to get it done. It'd be worse if I think it was exterior and it'd be something that was nice or for neighbors and stuff like that, but I mean, if the thing's intact and it's not all tarped and missing siding and stuff like that, I think. That adds to it. Does anybody have an issue if we were to issue a 12-month extension on it?
If we're gonna extend it beyond,
Yeah, I don't think we can.
yeah,
I'll monitor the situation, make sure there's some, you see some progress over there, and he's busy and it was I think that when he originally took on the project, it was a do-it-yourself, but I think that maybe you might want to get somebody to help and move the project along a little bit. That might be a good option. Yeah.
I mean, is 12 months feasible for you?
Yes.
If you guys have anything else.
Right, I mean, I obviously can't extend it beyond that, but. I guess at that point, it's up to everybody here, I'd entertain a motion, so you want to make one.
That we extended for 12 months. And we need to see some progress being made. Get people with the building commissioner. And we'll go from there. Anything else you want to put on that?
I'll second the motion.
So discussion, the only thing I think that would be maybe advantageous for everybody is that maybe we have either updates like. 90-day-ish, I mean, it's like we had updates potentially every 3 months to give us an idea that something's being done. I think at least we feel a little bit better about it, and especially if we get close to the 12 months and it's like, hey, you're 80% there, and I mean, at least we know what's going on. Instead of we're sitting here in December next year and we're still in the same spot. I think ultimately we just want to, I'm sure you want to get it done as well.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? You go with that, Chuck?
Yeah.
Roll call, Joe.
Roseanne Bozak,
Yes.
Travis Dunlap,
Yes.
Nicole Miglerini,
Yes.
Aaron Adcock,
Yes.
Bernie Paparad,
Yes,
Jeremy McCart.
Yes. Do with temporary use construction trailers. Has anyone looked into this in our town code? And kind of the issue that brought this up? It started with Gary up doing the construction project and having to come see planning commission in order to be able to use a construction trailer on an active project. Well, I get it's for the town, but let's think about any circumstance. Having to potentially put that off 30+ days, depending on when our meetings are, to be able to put a construction trailer up. I think that Chuck is probably more than capable of deciding whether or not it's appropriate and checking out the location. I'm not trying to put anything off on you, but I mean, does that seem like any issues? I feel like this was more of a runaround for all the parties involved than if our building commissioner was just able to allow a construction trailer to be placed on an active construction site that there's a building permit issued for. I'm not saying allow you to have construction trailers where there's no building permit, but I think it's something that we need to probably address in our town code.
I agree.
Very, okay. I guess at that point, I would just encourage everybody to kind of look at it and see what else in that area. So when we get in the January meeting, we've kind of identified some things that or some language that we'd like to see changed. That way we can then get something started to work on with our attorney. Okay, so good. There was some discussion last meeting about potentially changing the time of our meeting. I understand that obviously with our council changing, we don't know what's going on yet. But did anyone here have an issue if we actually did try and change it till 6?
No.
Good. No? Okay, so
Thinking earlier,
what's that?
you thinking earlier?
Yeah, I was thinking having the meeting at 6 PM as opposed to 7 PM. Gets pretty late, especially in the winter. But I think at that point, at least then we can let the council know what our wish would be as a council, as a board. And then we'll be able to see where it goes from there. At least we can tell them what we would like to do. So Austin, just thought like you remember the only person here, like really a member of the public. Sorry, Jack, I'm not including you yet, because you won't really be a member of the public next month. Would a meeting like this be easier for you at like 6 PM as opposed to 7 PM? Like, would that, I understand that you're busy and working, but like as an average citizen, I mean, we're trying to make sure that we're inclusive for like our community, if you will. Right. But at the same time, I mean, 7 PM, I mean, people with children and stuff like that, they're putting their kids to bed, trying to be here, and we obviously don't have a great attendance. But I'm just kind of looking to see if you had.
Has it always been 7?
No, I'm gonna.
It's been 7 for a while, probably as long as I've been here, but we have other boards that meet at 6:30 or I don't even know when the park board meets, it meets. during the
11
week.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just trying to see if you had any opinion on it, because you're completely impartial here, you're the only person I think that did.
I saw that there's Zoom for it, right?
Right. Yeah, so we do that.
Yeah, 6 probably better, right?
Fair enough. Normally on the spot, like, yeah, guess what? I tend to do this, I
While you're on that subject matter, would you consider moving it to a different week? On election months, it gets moved to a different location. Would you move it to the second week of the month instead of the first week of the month, and then it would be less likely to interfere with election process? Just a thought.
guess I guess my question is how much would that interfere? Like with us getting stuff done and getting stuff to council?
It's already a problem. Depending on how it falls in the month, right?
Right.
Sometimes you guys are already giving me something a day before the council meeting because I apologize, I thought I got on Saturday. Sorry. Sometimes we're already running into that problem. I'm just throwing that out there because it's election time. There's reports that are requested from the building department clerk. You guys meet like today. Friday was the first of the month. She's scrambling to get a report ready for you guys for tonight.
Almost be better to go 2 weeks ahead when we pass the town council meeting. That gives you almost a month before the next town council meeting. To get information to them. If you do it that week, that day, you know, rest is what
I'm not,
No.
Right.
I'm saying
I'm just saying, maybe think about it, talk it through.
that crunches you between a person coming to the planning commission and then going to the BZA. If you do the second, you've got 2 weeks.
That's true.
You've got 2 weeks, and a lot of times those people are kind of in a hurry to get stuff done, so that it still gives them time to come to the BZA. Even the second Tuesday would be enough time, but they'd have to get going. But if you go to the third one.
Speaking as someone who sits on several boards in the town. Moving it to the second week does align meetings so that all the meetings are happening in the same week. So instead of me having to, and it's not just me, but there's other people who sit on multiple boards, having to say, okay, well, I can only go on vacation the third week of the month because that's the only week that I don't have town meetings. Because realistically, that's where I'm at right now. But if they were all streamlined, then it might be easier for more people to attend more meetings if they're all in the same week. Not that I'm saying either way, whatever works, you know, for the majority, of course, just throwing that out there as well.
And it's expanding onto the idea of plan commission getting things to the town council, you're sending us recommendations for ordinance changes. Are they ever so urgent that we need to adopt them immediately, or can they wait till the following month?
You know, I think the people that would probably be affected the greatest are probably the builders and developers that potentially are trying to get a project going, and maybe we are sending someone to the town council. That would give them, like, if we were so close to the council meeting, they wouldn't be able to, like, at least right now, it's generally 7 to 9 days. Yeah, between the two council meetings. It's rare that I think we're both sitting here Monday, Wednesday. I mean, I think that's only when the month begins with a Tuesday or Wednesday. I guess the question, so like, I'm just gonna throw Tom Lightfoot out there just because, like, so when he's getting stuff done and we potentially give a recommendation to the town council, they literally would have 0 time to review it. Or that person is basically just kind of waiting in limbo for a month or more, short of having special meetings and things.
So how often does that happen that they couldn't schedule a special meeting?
Well,
Council can schedule a special meeting whenever they want, they just need 48-hour notice paper.
yeah, ours though, that builder would have to pay $750 per town code to have that meeting. And I can't waive that.
No, I'm sorry, I misunderstood, I guess I was misunderstanding you, so I was under the impression you were saying when you are making a recommendation to the council. There's not enough time for the town council to review that.
Right, that's
There
kind of
would
what
not be a.
I get that, I guess, where the town council could potentially have another meeting. The only other thing I would say is going into the January meeting what I'll do it if nobody else wants to, but maybe look at some other surrounding communities and see what their gapping are for meetings. If Porter and Chesterton are streamlining, let's say, or is everybody kind of trying to gap the process out throughout the month? To see what works.
One of them around here has a plan commission and a BZA on the same night. They go from plan commission to BZA, which I don't see. But the only thing I'm saying about the other one, yeah, we have to move our meeting, but it's not like we don't have a nice place to go.
Right.
You know, we do have another meeting room. And we just have to make sure that everybody gets notified that we're moving it down there. And that, it's not like we would, before we would have to move it to Westport or someplace. I mean, it's our own building, it's our own,
It was just a thought.
yeah,
As Roseanne said, many of the council members have to sit on many boards. And they're, and you know that, Bernie, from experience. In fact, you still do sit on many boards. And as you know, your time off then is scheduled around work requirements and work restrictions. And so, you know, the idea of streamlining it into 1 week. And our secretary as well is popping in here 3 week, 3 nights a month. When, you know, if we streamlined it, it would be easier for her as well to schedule her time off.
I would think,
Just a thought.
let's look for next month about. Get a list of when every meeting is. And sit down and see if we can do something to streamline some stuff.
Speaking of moving meetings. If you guys wanna meet on January 1st, I will not coming.
I'm out of town.
So if you guys are good with it, can you move that meeting to January 8th?
You know, if it was the second Tuesday of the month
Second Monday.
or the second month.
So, yeah. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, sir.
I think that was a.
Good with that, Jill?
BZA's already.
Board seats.
26th. No.
So if I read,
Jeremy, are you guys making a motion to change that to 6 o'clock or just?
no, absolutely not. We're literally just gonna forward our desire to the new council.
Wouldn't that be a motion to make a recommendation?
Are we gonna do that?
I don't know, because I think the issue is, while we'd like to change the time to 6 o'clock, if we're exploring a date, I don't wanna. Try to have that done
Sure.
for 6 o'clock and then. And turn around and say, oh yeah, by the way, we also wanna make it the 12th Tuesday of the month.
That's tricky. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so basically, we're gonna continue that for next month. Board seats.
I would like to keep my seat on the plan commission if the board would like to keep me.
Is that, and
That's not.
yours would yours be an appointment by the town council though?
Yes.
So would that be something
We would
that
make
the
a
town,
recommendation, you would make a recommendation based on what this board says to the council at the council meeting as far as reappointments go.
so is there gonna be a town council meeting prior to January 8th?
Yeah, the town council meeting next week.
I think the only one that really matters is Aaron.
Well, there's a new problem in the mix, Nicole. So Nicole will actually be the deputy clerk starting Wednesday. So now she will be a town employee. And by state statute, and your attorney can attest to this, 3 people on the planning commission can either be council members or town employees. So if she decides, and because her seat is not technically up until the 2026, it looks like. If she would like to retain her seat, attorney, is she technically now a town employee appointment? And has to basically give up her seat. And serve as a town employee, which is an annual appointment. And the council would have to approve that. So then her seat would be available.
And
To be completely honest, I'd have to look at the relevant code sections to be able to give you an accurate answer on. Not something that I'd be able to give you right now.
First, I guess we'd have to ask Nicole if she'd be interested in staying on, even though she's serving as the deputy clerk for the town. So that would probably be something she'd need to talk about first or think about first. But that could change the makeup of the board as well.
I mean, I'd be willing to stay, if it's not too much to ask. Because if that's gonna be changing,
So far.
no, I mean, changing the makeup of the board and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, I guess, so, Tyler, if I'm understanding this appropriately, I guess my question is. I think, and the research is basically gonna be, can somebody be a town employee? But based on the fact that they are a citizen to this town, can they also serve on the board as a citizen, even though they are an employee? I would understand that if that seat was, if you lived out of town, like, then it might be an issue. Because then it would be, she'd literally be an employee,
The benefit
like the only
to
way it should.
her serving the seat as a town employee versus a resident is now you have, if Jeremy is allowed to stay on the board as a town employee. Now you only have one council member that is required to sit to make up that council employee makeup. Bring up a council member to serve other boards instead of having to sit on this board as well. Although they certainly can, I'm not arguing that, I'm just saying, it now adjusts the dynamic a little bit so that you don't have council members, as Bernie knows, having to sit on so many other boards, kind of frees up that spot.
Right.
Right? So the thought process is,
Involvement.
it then allows another resident who might be interested to serve to sit as just a resident.
Energy spot.
Yes.
And
Instead of having to be on.
Right.
So are we literally just part of the board still, because we don't know if there's
Open. does it-
another person on, that's gonna be on the town council that
Yeah.
would wanna be on this board? Like, so are we kind of basically just kind of in one
So it
vote,
goes to
is I guess
26
my question.
if they're going into her.
But here's my thought,
Andy Scott.
because they're gonna make appointments January
Right,
first.
right, could, it would be.
Is it something we want the town attorney to
Right.
research?
Like I
To have the information available so that they can make an educated and informed decision.
The only one- only other
Yes.
one
I think it's the one no matter what, that,
Is there
Right.
now, another thing. You've got two on the BZA, you have 0.2. Percent
this,
and Tim.
since you're here,
Not, just Tim.
I gave you
how,
bad
this,
data, Bernie.
23.
Bernie, I gave you bad data about, I apologize.
I
just haven't reached out to you.
Just Tim.
Oh,
It's-
well, I can only go by what.
I gave you bad data, I discovered it after you asked for that information. I
Okay.
just.
Okay, well, we talked about it too, and everybody there, I think he's gonna come in and talk to you and tell you he wants to stay on.
Okay. He should be an email, like, should-
Okay, I'll call him and tell him to get it in there. Cause I think we have a good BZA board working and. But no,
okay,
so the other thing I was gonna ask. If we have 3 appointments from the town council, right, well. We have 3 either town employees or council people, and then there's also a presidential appointment.
Yeah.
So
Two and one,
are we,
three.
what, are we stuck until January 1st,
only 3.
knowing
But the quick say.
that Aaron will be back, because it'll be up to the, whatever is
See,
the
they're
president
council.
as of January 1st, right?
I would, suspect that if Clay were here this evening, he would say you should defer it to the new council, since a majority of the new council will be new.
Okay.
But I'm not an attorney, I don't get paid to be an attorney, I'm not responsible. I would say Tyler might have a different opinion, and you should ask him.
Well,
And then I guess the follow-up question to that would be. If she comes on as an employee,
Did you hear that? if.
As far as taking.
Oh, I see.
Taking one of those seats.
She was, I thought you were saying.
She can't work till 26.
Not to pick on her because I enjoy her sitting here next to me, but for that would definitely change as far as how the council employee political makeup was. That would put us with one Democrat and two Republicans in those three seats. I don't know if it's just a total of the seven.
It doesn't matter.
Council
No.
doesn't
The
matter.
council and town employee appointments do not matter.
Okay,
The makeup of the party affiliation only is the 4 members that are non-town employee,
Okay.
town council members.
so I don't matter. Okay, got it.
So you do matter, Jeremy, just not in this instance.
Hope you're getting all of this, Joe.
This.
We're gonna vote for the minutes.
Yeah.
Jeremy does not matter. Or that.
So do I need a motion for these? Or do I just need to
What do you need a motion?
for these?
Good thing you came today, Jane.
I
Whether or
would
not-
say that if Aaron is interested in running again or serving again, he should send my office an email saying, I'm interested in serving, and then I will forward that to the council, and the council will say yay or nay.
Okay,
So you guys don't really have to do anything. Nicole, I would recommend you do the same thing just because of the situation. Because that's usually what they'll do. The council will reach out to me and say, who wants to retain their seat? And I'll say, oh, so-and-so contacted me, they want to retain their seat, or, you know, so-and-so sent me an application because they're interested in serving. So that's all, I really think that's all you really need to do, unless there's somebody on the board that says Aaron should not stay on the board, then you guys just need to be separate.
don't worry, when Aaron shows up.
Make it a group text.
Outstanding. So basically what you're saying is it's up to each person that their seats are up individually to reach out.
That's historically is how the council has handled it. I mean, certainly the council members, I believe the council members have reached out to specific, you know, board members in the past and said, what do you think? Should we keep them or not? So don't be surprised if council members don't reach out to some of the other board members and say, should we keep them? But that's typically how it's been handled in the past.
So Aaron, Angie, me, and Roseanne.
So are we keeping Angie?
That's a council decision.
For attendance is not as great as to be honest. The chips. Gonna do any other business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
15 minutes.
Discussion.
There was a lot of laughter going on, Jane.
Roll call, Jill.
Roseanne Bozak,
Yes, please.
Travis Dunlap,
Yes.
Nicole Miglerini,
Yes.
Aaron Adcock,
Yes.
Bernie Paparad,
Yes.
Jeremy McCart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.